Mark, you're there. You could see the screen and hear me. I'm recording it, so they could watch it later if they want to. Alright, cool. So, I want to, since it's just me and you, let's look at eBet from yesterday. So, the only trade you really had on this yesterday was right here at the open. And then your second trade would have been, you see this double bottom right here. Let me see if I can't get this bigger. This is kind of what I was talking about. Not kind of, this is what I'm talking about. You're looking, alright, so you see that double bottom. That's what we're looking for right now. Nothing but double bottoms. That's the only thing that I have found in these markets to trade off of. So since you didn't have any sort of a double bottom on your way down here, even this bounce here, you don't touch it. Okay, you are waiting for a true double bottom, which you had right here. So you could have got in here at 19 and technically rode it up to $20. So you could have made a $20 profit. What I'm finding with the double bottoms is that most of them are a decent jump from the double bottoms. This one here, you had this was kind of a double bottom. It's not a true double bottom, but what I would have got into on this trade is when this bar took out this bar, because this was not a true double bottom. And then once we got over here, you had your triple bottom right here. But what's even better is you had the rules. This started coming into the rules. You're above your 20. This is where you broke your VWAP. So this would have been a good entry, but then you would have been taken out by this candle, according to the one bar. I don't know. Shredden's trying to start a call. I don't know how to answer him. So anyway, these were a couple of the trades that I took yesterday. I took this initial trade off the bell, and then I got this double bottom. Right here in this double bottom, this green was a green candle at first, and this is where I got in. And I just kind of held on to it. We weren't much below where I got in my entry price here, so I got about a 75-cent profit there. And then this one here, after we crossed this one, I got another little bit of a profit, but then I got into this nice move here, and then the pull back to the 20, I got in that move there. And then this one here in the afternoon, it kind of opened up pretty nicely. So that's what you're looking for in these markets, is just the double bottom plays. Like, a couple of people contacted me, you know, talking about losing money and, you know, what are they doing wrong. Let me look at something. Clove is moving right now. This went from 8, well, it's not a big move, but it's moving. So I hope everybody watches the video anyhow, but one of the biggest things that, you know, I can't stress enough is you have to cut your losses at one bar. Alright, I posted that picture yesterday on here that says trade what you see, not what you think. Alright, now if you look at the trades that Ross from Warrior Trading took yesterday, he traded eBet and he lost $35,000. Okay, like I said before, the most you're going to get is 2 bars. I mean, even look at this initial jump. If you put these 2 bars together, that's a 2-bar move, because this one never breached this first bar. So that's all we're getting in these times. You know, yesterday I watched that video from Ross, and that was kind of one of the first videos that he seemed like sincere and all this stuff, and I actually related to some of the things he was saying, because he said, you know, for him it's hard to guess, kind of think like a bad market. You know, you expect something, and you're expecting big gains, and that's my problem with the small account. You know, that was one of the things that I had a hard time adjusting to, because I'm used to taking massive size shares and lots and making big profit. I'm not used to spending $1,000 and making a $4 profit. But that's all the markets are giving us right now. You know, we're not seeing those, you know, $2 stocks in the morning go from $2 to $10. That those days are gone right now. But for me, nothing made sense. You know, I mean, I knew from day one, right after that GME, everybody in this group knows I told you guys that something's not right in the markets. And like I said yesterday, to me, it's like, you know, driving my car. You know, I could feel every vibration. I could hear noises that other people can't, because I'm like one with my car. I think most men are. And I'm like that with the markets. And, you know, now we're 2 months into this whole ordeal, and, you know, YouTubers are coming out saying, you know, something's not right with the markets, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you're just figuring that out? Are you kidding me? But if you look at, what was the other one Ross traded? I really don't remember. But if you look at the ones that he traded, let me see if I could find a nice looking chart here. Not a nice looking chart, but let me see. Yeah, I think he traded this one yesterday. OBLN, I don't know. But when you see this, like what I said, trade what you see, not what you think. What do you see here? You see, you know, a jump after hours. Then you come in the morning. Typical thing we see is it's getting beat down. I mean, look at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. used to be a great time. We had a little jump here, you know, not much. But the overall trend, what do you see, is down. You know, the overall trend on this is getting shorted down, just like the overall trend for the last few months. You had a nice, you know, shot here, but what he did was he bought in here. I don't know, here or here he bought in. I went over it yesterday. And then he added at the bottom here, and he was expecting to move higher. But how could you expect that? I mean, you didn't see that anywhere else. You know, we haven't seen that in months. So you can't expect that. But this should have been your first warning sign. You know, the after hours into the pre-market. You know, even right here, after hours, and then rip down, rip up, rip down. Rip up, rip down. That is the common theme, you know? That's what's happening now. So here would have been your first double bottom for a good entry on OLBN. Right here was a double bottom, these two candles, but then it came back down and touched again. But what I've noticed, and what I've been trying to learn, is figuring out these markets to help everybody. But they pretty much respect the double bottom. The markets are respecting these double bottoms for a jump. Once you get that jump, you're out. You know what I'm saying? Just get out, because they're not holding. Nothing is holding right now. I mean, yesterday, in my opinion, was one of the better days that we've had. As far as, you know, a couple of things that were moving and running. You know, Wednesdays are typically days that I don't like to trade. Even this morning, I mean, there's a couple of things on the scanner that don't make sense to me this morning. Like AMPE for one. What is going on? You know, this has a massive jump up here with no news, no nothing. On the double bottom, yes. Let me go back. Well, I'm sure there's a double bottom in here somewhere. Yeah, here's your double bottom right here. I would enter on the first green candle to break the previous candle to the left. So you're not getting much of a run, you know, and you don't know how high these are going to go, which is why I say take your profit and run, you know. You might miss out on a few cents, but if you want to be profitable and make it through these times, you got to take your profit. And if you don't have the PDT rule, you know, which we don't, but a lot of these new people do, we do on the small account, and I haven't really been trading the small account much. I actually traded the small account to figure out how to trade in these markets. And doing that, you know, since I haven't been going live, The small account is only down about 200 bucks. You know, I lost a little bit of money, you know, figuring it out, but I have 2 stocks that I'm holding. One was eBet that I got hit hard on from Friday, so I'm holding that, but I don't mind holding that because I know it's going to go back up. I don't know, I'm on live here, Shedrin. I saw you were trying to call me, but I don't know how to answer that thing. The video is up here. Yeah, it says still running. Yeah, I don't know. It's not on my end because Mark has been here all morning with me. He could see it. I'm not sure what's up with it. So yeah, these double bottoms, I mean, this is what you're looking for in the markets right now. You want to stay away from these garbage stocks like this. And like I said yesterday, you know, right now in these markets, what I'm finding, and everybody listen to this right here, what I'm telling you now, is we always have the volume here on the top. And normally in the morning, I'll also have my pre-market gap scanner up. I haven't been using it lately. So what I usually do is I have this sorted by share size from lowest to highest, and this sorted from volume. But what I found, again, right now volume is a bad thing because all the shorters are here and they're all attacking these stocks. So what I do now is I flip my volume upside down. Now you guys do that today and you watch when you get to these charts. The charts are going to look a heck of a lot better to you. And most of them, these don't look like anything now, but just give it some time today. Once the bell opens, you know, 9:30ish, 9:40ish, look at your low volume stocks and you're going to see these nice charts that look like this, like FSR. But FSR was a runner yesterday to the downside. But SOS made a nice move. Shedrin played that, I believe. But trust me, click your volume the opposite way, not on the pre-market scanner, but on this one here. Go into your public and the percent change gainers and just flip your volume from highest to lowest and you're going to find nice looking charts. There's, you know, it's going to go slow throughout the day, but most of the charts from yesterday made between $2 and $5 moves. It started out, let's just say, at $22 and it ended at $29. So all day consistently touching the touching the 20, bouncing off the 20. So keep that in the back of your mind. You know, there are plays with these low float stocks, but it's nothing, again, like we've seen before. And that's what I really want to bang into your guys' heads out there is, you know, trade what you see, not what you think. That one bar rule is there to protect you. You know how many people have blown up their accounts in the last 2 months and will probably never come back to trading? Or new traders that came in the last 2 months, you know, and lost everything and they just think that, you know, the markets are terrible. They'll never go again, or they'll never recommend it to anybody ever again. And, you know, I feel bad for those guys. You have to trade what you see. You know, Ross from Warrior Trading, I kind of feel bad for the guy, you know. I don't bash anybody out there. You know, all traders are traders. They all put in their time. But sometimes you just got to step back and wonder, you know, what's going through somebody's mind? You know, what are they missing? You know, like I said, a lot of these YouTubers are coming out now saying the markets have been terrible. But why weren't you saying that since 2 days after GME? I've been saying it since then. I've been telling you guys, be careful. Nothing's the same anymore. You know, all these low float runners we have day in and day out. This 25 IFBD. You know, this, let's just see if this one has ran in the past. No, that must be a new stock or something. But let's see. Just like any of these things that have been popping up. I mean, they've all jumped $10, $15, $20 every few months. I mean, that's what happens in a regular market. And we have not seen anything like that since GME. Nothing like it. So you got to look at these things and just be careful. I'm telling you now, 1 or 2 bars is the max profit you're going to get. Take it, shut it down, lock it out, and take your profit. And the next thing you got to do is wait for your double bottom. IFBD. This is from yesterday. So right here, in this area, you got almost a double bottom. but you want to wait for that bounce. You don't want to get in right here because this really isn't a double bottom. You want to wait for that bounce, and then you can take the trade. But I wouldn't, I would have been selling on these candles right here. I wouldn't have waited for another one because you don't know if you're going to get it in these markets. Right here, this would have been a double bottom right here as well on this one. This is a double bottom right here. And all these double bottoms, they don't have to have a bounce to another double bottom. If you get a double bottom like this, you can take a trade on it, but just be prepared to get out. I mean, you're talking pennies on the dollar. Some of them will get good moves, but you don't know which ones. So you got to trade what you see. You can't trade on what you think. What we think is out the window. And this is what I can't believe, that most of these professional traders are not thinking with the markets. You can't think of past markets. You have to think of what you see right now. What is the overall market telling you right now? What do you see right in front of you? Every single day I see charts that look like this. Every single day in and day out. Okay, so I'm not trading these right away. I'm giving these time. Trading right now isn't working. It's not even working at 3 a.m. Yesterday was a good day. We had one stock go from 5 to like 15 at 4 a.m. But even 7 a.m. 7 a.m. used to be the time to trade. I would only trade at 7 a.m. I would be done for the day at 7:30, and I'd walk away with between 20 and 80 grand every single day. And now at 7 a.m. the stocks jump up and they just tank. Or they don't even jump up. They just tank at 7. And the same thing we're seeing at 9. So, you got to mix it up. You got to get away from the volume, away from the low floats. If you want to stay here, again, you're looking for your bottoms. Where are your double bottoms? Where are your bounces? Right here is a double bottom. This candle would have took you out, though. So you just got to use caution. Nothing is guaranteed right now. But there's only one thing that's going to keep you in the game, and that is to cut your losses immediately. The one bar rule, again, it's there to protect you. Here's another double bottom. Okay, so this one here went from 1251, 1264. You don't know how high these are going to go. I mean, we're not seeing what we've seen before. But if you want to trade in these markets, you got to get in and out quick. Here's another double bottom. Get in and out. Take your trade. Take your money. I look at everything like this as like, you got to look at it like you're going to work. The second you entered a trade is the second you punched into your job. Are you going to work for free? I know I'm not. If I punch in and they tell me I ain't getting paid, I'm punching right back out. Same thing with the market. If I enter a trade and it immediately I'm in the red, I'm out. Just that quick. Because you have to trade what you see. And what you see right now is nothing but red all across the board. I've been saying it from day one. These hedge funds are getting their money back. That's what this is all about. They're trying to shake the tree. They're trying to get rid of retail traders. I mean, you look at great stocks. I mean, Gema, for example. I mean, great stock, great company, has no reason to be going down, but they're forcing them down. And what they could send a press release to have the company investigated or whatever they want to tank the stock. And then what does it do? It shakes the tree and has everybody else get scared to sell. Then once it hits a bottom or finds a bottom, they put out good news on it and then they ride the wave back up. So you got to start thinking like them. Again, if you have the ability to short. I mean, short like there's no tomorrow. I'm opening up an account with U-Stock Trade America. Not U-Stock Trade. Trade Zero America. They're here in the U.S. now, but you're going to be under the PDT rule. But I'm going to put $2,500 in there because they guarantee that you can short just about any stock you could ever imagine. And if they don't have it, they'll get it for you for a locate fee. So I want to try that now, and then if it works out, I'll bring it to you guys and show you what it's like. But everybody else, you got to jump through hoops and balloons and all this other garbage to short. I don't have a problem with it on TOS because I have, a decent account. Sometimes I do have a problem shorting some of these smaller stocks, but I typically don't do that. These here I always played for momentum in the morning, and then sometimes later on in the afternoon, but I'm really not one to sit here all day anymore. You put in your time and your dues, but I've really been doing this for you guys for the last few weeks, and this is the only thing that I have come up with is finding these double bottoms on these stocks to really trade and to be profitable, because anything else, you're just guessing. I mean, you have no idea what these things are going to do, you know. And just like Ross has made the mistakes of, you know, getting in at the wrong time in the wrong place, but not realizing that we're not getting more than 1 or 2 bars, especially between 7 and 10:30. You can kiss 2 bars or more goodbye. Now later in the afternoon, when things quiet down, you know, you're seeing some nice turnaround, some nice movement. So I would even say just sleep in from now on, you know. Wake up later in the day, wake up 10 o'clock, have breakfast, come to the markets. Because if you look at what's going on, most of these stocks are turning around in the afternoon. You know, most of them are coming back to life or getting a breath of life. You know, let them get beat down from $6. You know, these stocks come out with news. Let's say this one came out with news today at 5:40. You've all seen it. I'm not telling you nothing. You'll have that candle up to $7, the first candle, and then by 10:30 in the morning, it's down to like $2. It's like, how does the stock go from, you know, $7 to $2 below where it even originally opened up at? That makes absolutely no sense. That's telling you there's more power shorting from retail, not from retail investors. It's coming from somewhere else, because there aren't enough retail investors to short a stock down that much. So anyhow, Wednesdays are typically, you know, garbage days. I don't really like trading Wednesdays. I never did, but last Wednesday we had a nice day. I think one of them ran pretty good, so I'm going to stick around for a little while and see what we get. But remember, you got to trade what you see. You got to trade what you know, not what you think, you know. I mean, the way that I think, if I enter the trade here, normally, and the normal mentality of thinking is, you know, you're going to get your pullback, and then you're going to get your rise up throughout the day. Well, if you think like that nowadays, you're going to lose your whole account. You can't think like that anymore. You know, now is trade what's in front of you. Trade these bottoms. You know, look for your resistance here, or your support lines. You know, we have a nice support bottom here, all the way through here. You know, we're respecting this support level, so you could expect bounces off support, but give the market time. You know, you need at least, sometimes it's not till 12 o'clock, 12:30 before these bottom out. What time is this here? This is 11:20. You know, this stock hit its bottom, OCGN, yesterday, and that's not even a true double bottom. But let's go out. Oh, I'm on the 1-day 5-minute chart. Well, same thing. It's not a true double bottom, but it bottomed out, you know, and it took all morning for that to bottom out. So that's what you want to do. Just forget about, you know, catching these bounces here if you want. Just wait for a bottom. Wait, let the stocks come to you. It's the same concept that I've been teaching all along, but you just have to be patient, and that's the name of this whole game. The name of the game in the stock market is patience. You know, right here you have a decent looking chart. You're still under the 200. You're still under the VWAP, but in these markets, the rules got to change. You know, unless you stick with stocks, here's your double bottom, and then here's your move up. I mean, this is your true bottom. Here's your double bottom if you want to wait for that double bottom, because you don't know if this is going to be a true bottom or not. And let me show you. I mean, all through here, I don't call these double bottoms with a wick and a candlestick. I want two solid candlesticks is what I'm calling a double bottom. So if you guys are going to trade double bottoms, you want two full candlesticks, and your next candle has to be a green candle, and the next one breaks that green candle to the left of it. So anything else, this right here, this is not a double bottom. Two candlestick wicks are not double bottoms. This is a double bottom. And then you have your, again, you have your resistance area or your support level right here. Am I going too quick, or are you guys kind of getting it? All mics are off. Are you kidding me? They're on here. Alright, cool. So yeah, I felt bad, you know, yesterday with that, but I know that was our first day. You know, if I see something today, I'm going to trade it with you guys here live. I can't hear what Bazinga Squawk is saying, but in all honesty, I think he's blowing a lot of steam out of his mouth lately. So I'm not really listening to him. Again, like this here, AMPE, what caused this big candle, you know? And this is kind of in the back of my mind, like when he calls it out, Well, what I would do, like I said, when the market opens, switch your pre-market scanner, go to public, and hit percent change gainers. Once you do that, usually you have volume from highest to lowest. Flip your volume around, and then just give it a few minutes. It's going to take a few minutes. And again, I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to throw tickers out there. When I throw these tickers out there, every one I throw out, you can make money on. You're not going to ride it all day, but I'm sending it out there because you have a potential to profit from it. So I'm going to throw those out there every day. But yeah, just use your percent change gainers. A lot of you don't have, all the tickers open like I do. But like I said, what has news today will most likely run within the next 2 or 3 days. It's not going to run today. It's going to get attacked today. It's going to run to the downside. But what I'm noticing is that the stocks with good news, give it a day or two, let the crowd start attacking other things, and then they start moving up. Because a lot of them get beat down to where they opened. So you know they're going to come back to at least where they opened. So just you got to change the way you trade. Is basically what I'm saying. You got to change the way you think. You got to outsmart the game in a sense. So don't get all worked up and chase these stocks at 7 o'clock or at 9:30 when the bell opens. You do have a very small window, but you see how the 9:30 open is. I mean, you can have a massive green candle up, you jump in, and then that same candle goes down $2. That's why I've always never traded the open. I have took a couple here lately, like eBay yesterday, but typically I don't touch the markets for 5 to 10 minutes. I let them decide which way they're going to go, and that's when you start trading. But now, I mean, I just would recommend let the stock find the bottom. Don't even try and get involved in all that mess because you're not going to win. You see right now who's in control, and it's not the bulls. So you just want to keep that in the back of your mind with every trade you take. Now, this was at 7 o'clock here, but again, this is a 10-cent move with all these candles, and I don't like stocks like that. You guys all know that. Why are you going to sit here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 minutes of stressing yourself out for literally like 13 cents. That makes no sense at all. I don't know. I know a lot of you guys will trade these little stocks. I personally can't stand them. So OCGN at 7, again, this is telling you what your day is looking like already. Let's see if we got a double bottom in here. It's really not a true double bottom there. This here, right here, actually is a double bottom. But your next candle broke that double bottom. You guys see that? You got the double bottom here, but this candle broke it, so I would not have took that trade, especially with the chart looking the way it does. And again, between 7 and 10:30, I just really don't want to trade the market at all, because you're going to get snuffed out real quick. I mean, trade what you see. Right now, you see a downward trend. This is how people get faked out. They'll see this, they're like, oh, it's going up, throw 1,000 shares in, and then it pulls back and drops a massive red bar. This right here, like I just said, even though this is a double bottom, this one broke through. You don't want a green candle breaking through to the downside on a double bottom. This was a double bottom also, right here, but you didn't get a move. This candle never broke this candle. This candle never broke this candle. So like I said, people jump in here, they say, oh, look at this, it's going up. And then let me just look and see how many people are buying into this right now. I should have done that. I should have opened that up a minute ago. But the ticker tape's really not even moving. But like I said, you see the candles moving, and you jump right in, and then bam. So this was not like a true double bottom, like I said, because this candle never broke it, and the tail came through your double bottom. So I would not have played that double bottom for several reasons. One, I'm not trading anything between 7 and 9:30, 10 o'clock. And two, the markets are showing weakness. Well, here, we'll just follow this stock right now, and I'll show you. I mean, I just called out that double bottom there, but let's see. Right here, you got another double bottom. So what you would wait for on this right here is a green candle to form next. So this is how you do it. You know, you're looking at the stock, but I wouldn't trade right here. Now it's not a double bottom anymore because now you got a wick. You don't want a wick and a stick. You want two candlesticks for a double bottom. You want two candlesticks, not a candlestick and a wick. Trust me, I've been watching this for 3 weeks now, almost 4. So what I'm telling you is good. Here you got a double bottom, but you don't have a big move. But again, the overall trend right now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you this now, but we're going to try and see if we get a double bottom, but it's down. So I wouldn't be touching any of this stuff right now. But we'll just follow this as it goes so I can show you how to do it. I mean, this is exactly how you do it. And like I said, oh, excuse me guys, I'm like super tired today. But I wouldn't even be teaching you this if it didn't work, but I spent the last, couple of weeks trying to figure this out for you guys, and this is what I've learned. But those of you who know me know that I don't stop until I figure something out or find some type of a pattern. And I don't think there's any strategy out there. I mean, there is double bottom strategies out there, but those consist of, looking at your longer time frame, and you're looking, for your resistance area, like this type of a double bottom here. You know what I'm saying? On my top screen on the other laptop here, I actually got another big screen in. I'm thinking it's too big though. This one's like almost 60 inches, and I really don't like it. So I've got another one coming and another monitor, because I really want to be able to give you guys the call outs on everything. Like, during the afternoon I'll tell you I see double bottoms, but those are up on my top screen where I have the like 30 tickers on each monitor open. So when they're up there, I can see the stock coming to do a double bottom. Like if this one was up on front of me, once it did this bounce, and if it came down, I already have a line drawn like right here all the way out. So this is how I know when I call these out to you guys, or I'll say a double top, because I'll have my highest point drawn out like this on them, and then here's another high point. I'll have these drawn out, so when they do this, and you guys could do all this also, but I got certain tickers that I have up here 365 days a year. I never shut them down because they always run. So if the stock right here was to come up here, that's big, was to do a green bar here like this, and then another green bar like this, I would tell you guys, alright guys, we're getting ready to come to a double top. But 9 times out of 10, these double tops, this one here will hit 2, 3, 4, 5 more candles, and then it'll fall down again. And one of the things I want to tell you is when you get a run up, like see this big green candle, let's say this was a big green candle and the next one was a big green candle, up to this top, if you get big green candles up to a double top, 100% of the time it's going to fail. It's not going to break through. Now when you have little candles with, fighting all the way up to the top, that's when you're looking for the big candles to break out. That's when 90% of the time they're going to go through. But again, like I taught you guys, we do not get into a double top until the second candle that breaks through the double top breaks through the candle to the left of it. So a lot of people will get in on that first candle and then they'll get snuffed out on the second one. We don't do that. That's why we don't do that, because when it does do a double top break, the next candle, if it's not going to hold, will normally be a very big red candle. So we always want to wait for that double candle of the break of a double top. Is everybody following that? So, I mean, this is a perfect example of a double top. Okay, this is a double top, but on the way up to it, the candle was way too big going up. And especially in these markets, I mean, this candle is about the average candle size you're going to get. So this should be your first warning sign in these markets, is a big green candle like that on its way up to a double top is never going to hold. You're never going to break through that double top. Now, a lot of traders are going to start pouring in here that don't know that, because they're going to look and say, look, we got a double top, 10,000 shares, and then boom, they're down $5,000. We don't trade double tops that way. We wait for one candle to break through, and then we wait for that confirmation candle to break the candle to the left of it. That is the correct way to trade a double top. And again, big candles up to the double top are never going to go through the double top. What you want on a double top is small candles and fighting all the way to that double top. Because once you get to that double top, you'll usually have 3, 4, or 5 candles that touch it. And then you'll have that one candle that breaks through it. And then boom, you'll have like 4 or 5 big green candles after it in a normal market. Again, we're not in normal markets. So the most you'll get if you have very small candles on your way to a double top is you might get, 1 or 2 candles. That's it. And then you're back down. So like I've been saying all along, 1 or 2 candles is your profit. Take it and shut the game down, Wait for another entry. So again, here we had our double bottom, and now we almost made it back up to a double top, but we didn't. So this is what I'm looking at when I'm trading, or I'm looking at these stocks. But again, I'm monitoring all the runners from the morning. I have 10 slots dedicated just for my top 10 low float stocks with news, and I watch them, and I already have the lines drawn out, because now that I'm drawing these lines here, they're also showing up here on my top monitor. And my top monitor isn't on this screen, it's on the one to the right of me, and then I have another one to the right of that. But I have these lines drawn, so that's why throughout the day I can tell you guys, I'm like, guys, EBET coming up to a double top. So when I'm telling you that, I mean, keep it on your radar, because I'm not going to call out a double top that has big candles on the way up. I'm going to call a double top that's ready to break. And if you saw last week, every double top I called out to you guys ran. So right now, I'm really not seeing anything on these charts. But are you guys all understanding this now, like the double bottoms and everything? Let me even blow this up more. I know it's hard for you guys to see. So here you had your double bottom. This one broke through. This would have been your next double bottom right here. I mean, this right here is even another double bottom. So you got your one big candle, you got a small candle. Remember, the tails can break through a double bottom, but not the candlestick itself. If the candlestick itself comes through a double bottom, it's not a double bottom. So this could have been another entry, okay? You're looking to enter from the bottoms of pullbacks now. You're not looking to enter going up. You're looking to enter at double bottoms on the bottom. And again, you're not going to make very much money with stocks, or with stocks like ATHE, even OCGN. Really, I mean, it has a little better price target than the other one did. So looking to play your double bottoms, but again, I would not. Let me back this up, because you guys want me to show you double bottoms. I would not be playing any double bottoms up here, okay? I'd stay away from any double bottoms up here. You want double bottoms at the bottom. Exactly what they're called. Double bottoms at the bottom. Because what's going to happen is the stocks are going to do this. You know what I'm saying? So you want to find the double bottoms. You're going to look for your next double bottom in this area. And then another double bottom in this area. It's very rare that you're going to have these stocks doing this in this market. This is what we used to see. But what we're seeing now is this. So you're trying to capture these bottoms, and then what happens at the end of the day, or not the end of the day, but after 11 o'clock, 10:30, is you'll hit your complete bottom, and then you'll bounce and start making your moves back up. So what I'm saying is, let the market do what the market wants to do. There's no point in fighting it. There are stocks out there every day to trade, absolutely. But most of the time they're getting beat down and beat up. So use your discernment, trade what you see, not what you think, Never lose more than one bar. You guys know that rule. You know, you wouldn't go to work for free. There's no different in the market, you know. And, you know, let me put it to you like this, okay? By trading what you see and not what you think, it's kind of like, you know, you're standing on a dock in Miami at a cruise ship, okay? And here's a big cruise ship, and you're on the dock, and, you know, you think, oh, this is going to be great, and you're here on the land, and here you are, and here's your money on this cruise ship, okay? And you just got into a position, and now you're looking at your money, and your money's slowly drifting away. And here you are, you know, you're thinking, oh, this is going to come back, you know, it's going to come back, but in reality, it's just going to keep getting further and further and further away, and your account is going to get further and further and further in the red. So cut that off immediately. One bar, that's the rule. If you want to become a successful trader, that's what you have to learn to do, is cut your losses instantaneously. Okay, if you're under the PDT rule, it doesn't matter. Tomorrow's another day. If you're under the PDT rule, honestly, I wouldn't even be trading in these markets. Your best bet is to put your money for now into a growth stock or a blue chip fund or something like that, or even pull it out of the markets altogether and put it into crypto. I mean, that's what I would do if I was truly under the PDT rule with a small account. You know, this is just for you guys to show you how to trade, but I think your returns would be much better in crypto than in the stock market right now. Once the market changes, then you come back. You know, maybe if you left here with 2,000 and next month you come back to the market with your crypto money, maybe now you'll have 10,000. I mean, some of the crypto returns are unbelievable right now. But that's just food for thought. You know, I'm not telling anybody to do that. But if I was in a small account and I was new and didn't really know what to do, you know, I know it's hard to grow a small account right now, and it's frustrating. Like I said, you know, sometimes I'm using $1,000 on here to make $12. You know, and in my mentality, my thinking, I'm like, my head wants to explode because I just can't grasp that, you know. When you're used to, and you have your own strategy and your own system, and, you know, every trade you take, you're making a minimum of $2,000. To go from that to making $12, it's hard not to sell. You know, it's like, oh, $12, are you kidding me? And then you just watch the 12 turn into negative 20, and then you're like, all right, you know. But I get it, you know. I get what a lot of people go through, but what I'm teaching you guys, there's really no need to have emotions in the market, you know. There's no need to make bad trades like, you know, I've been showing you others have been doing. There's no need for that. You know, why would you be taking trades in a downward trending market that big a size, or buying on a red bar? I mean, that to me makes no sense. I mean, the most you're getting is 1 or 2 green bars, you know, and usually you'll get a warning sign. You know, you'll have one big green bar, right? You'll have one. Let me change this color. Let's see here. Where are my colors? Oh my goodness. Anyway, I'm supposed to have like a whole slew of colors. Not sure why I don't. But anyway, let's just say this is green, right? So you'll have one green. Let me go down here. So normally your warning signs of a trend coming down, and this is one that Ross did the other day, which I still can't figure out, is you'll have one green bar, you'll have 2 green bars, and this is from one of the ones I showed you guys the other day, and then you'll have a green bar like this with a lot of wicks. That's your warning sign. That's telling you it's coming to an end, and it's coming to an end real quick. Sometimes you'll get that third one like this, or the fourth one. But guys, when you see wicks, I tell you guys, that's the only thing that you have to know about candlesticks and what they mean. When you see wicks on an uptrend, you know the stock's coming back down. When you see wicks on a downtrend, you know the stock is coming back up. Alright? So one of the trades that he lost to 48,000 on Monday was he got into a trade all in on the next candle, which was red, and then he added to the next red candle, thinking it was going to come back up. Like I said, trade what you see. You see these candles with wicks, you know what that means. You guys do anyway. But I would just have to, I just can't imagine or wrap my head around how some of these other traders aren't adapting to this market. The most we're getting is 2 green bars in a row. That's it. But like you see, we're not even getting the warning anymore. You're getting 1 green bar and then boom, down. And that's what we're seeing on these stocks with news. You're getting 1 green bar, which is, in my opinion, magically there when you get there. I mean, he could call out OCGN right now. We get here, that bar's already formed. Everybody's buying in, and then boom, it comes down like 20, comes down to 0. If that makes sense to you guys. So, that's what you guys got to do and understand, is that we're in a downtrending market. The markets are not holding up. SMDL, I don't touch those stocks. All these stocks I don't touch. You guys that have been here, you've seen these stocks day in and day out. The same ones on the scanners. And they're all garbage. They're all traps. You buy in and thinking it's going to go up, and I just don't really play around with all these little garbage stocks. I'm not sure why they've been on the scanner so much lately, or even why. I may have to rearrange this scanner to get rid of them. But that in and of itself is telling me how today's going to be in a nutshell. But SOS, had a good day yesterday. Right here is your double bottom on SOS. And then you had your nice little ride up. Right here is another double bottom. Could have been another entry. You guys see that, right? So I don't know what is WBET. I don't know what that is. So right here on this one, I wouldn't have took a trade anywhere in here. I don't see any double bottoms, so I wouldn't have even touched it. And that's one thing, you got to use your self-control. Just because the stock is going up doesn't mean anything. Not nowadays, anyway. I mean, here we are above the 20 and above the VWAP. So I possibly would have took a trade after we broke the high to the left. That would have actually been a decent trade right there, according to the rules. But as far as double bottoms on this go, there is none. I would not have taken a trade. But looking at the 20, the VWAP, and your 200 and everything else, I would have took a trade on this at the break of this candle. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. So this stock just came out with news. Can you guys hear me now? Alright, cool. Hope I'm not boring anybody. I see most of the people left. So it's just the 3 of us, LOL. But, it might be boring, but it's going to make you money and it's going to save your account. Some people are just going to go out there and gamble away, or, some people have their own ideas, and that's great. But I'd rather you guys, learn and be confident in what you're doing rather than go out there and guess, I mean, this company just had news. Hey, let me show you guys something real quick. You could see the float here on WBT, but if he ever calls out a ticker, or you put in a ticker and it's not on the scanner, if you guys just go to the trade tab right here and you click this little button right here, it's going to show you the amount of shares that are available, which is pretty cool. I was always frustrated about that. I hated when I couldn't see the share size. So that's a cool little trick there for something that's, if you need it. I don't know what to say about that, Mark, other than that if you use buy the ask and sell the bid during the daytime, you're not going to get filled at a good spot. You want to use the buy market and sell market during the day. Only use buy the ask and sell the bid for pre-market. because I've noticed when I use buy the ask, I get filled like at a really bad price, or when I sell, I get sold at a bad price. Yeah, I haven't had any issues with that. I don't know why that would be. I'm kind of liking this right now. We have very low volume. Let me look at the history on here. I mean, we've been on a consistent uptrend on this stock. The float's really not that low, but right now we're at a high. We're way too far away from the 20. But it is an acquisition, and this has been on a consistent uptrend, as you just saw from the 180 day. So I would wait for a pullback on this, and then I'm going to go in with 10 shares. Let me make sure it's 10, because a lot of times Thinkorswim likes to fill me. But now it's moving up, and the higher up this gets, the one that's linked there should be this one. I mean, I don't have any other scanners, but I don't like how mine is showing all these like penny stocks. I'm really not liking that. That's what I was talking about earlier. I shouldn't have these. I think I had it set for $1 or above. But I like the low volume on this right now. But I don't like that we're so far away from the 20. So I want to wait for some decent pullback. But it looks like, you know, we're using this as support right now. But right now I think everybody's just kind of leery to enter or exit any trade. But now here you see that the downward trend, right? We're making lower lows each time. So I would expect a pullback here. VIR and VVIB, Biosciences, Vir Biotech, and VVI Vaccines announced initiation of phase 2 clinical trial with VRII-835 in combination with VRII-179 with treatment of hepatitis B. That's Victor India Romeo and Victor Bravo India Victor. MDT Michael Delta Tango Medtronic received FDA approval for pipeline flex embolization device and shield technology. So the reason I'm not entering this trade again is because we have room to come down. But again, I haven't really been trading until the afternoon anyway. I just don't trust the markets right now, but we do have very low float on it. I mean, a very low volume on it. But notice, the higher it gets up in volume, the more it's going to come down. And he's spitting all kind of things out here today. I'm just not listening to him. But do you guys have any questions? I mean, it's just the three of us here. I mean, great time for you guys to ask anything that you need or want. I'm going to go ahead and shut the recording off now.